Before Malaysia had a name, it had something far, far stronger. La ilaha illallah. We often think of nations being formed through wars or politics, but in the Malay world, something connected the people before any borders ever did. Sultanates like Kedah, Johor, Perak were all separate. They had different leaders, different flags, and then Islam came through merchants, traders, scholars, and marriages, and it spread peacefully, beautifully, and powerfully. One ruler would accept Islam, then another, and then their courts, and then the people, and suddenly the Malay archipelago had a shared foundation, a shared belief, a shared qibla. Arabic terms entered the language, and the Friday khutbah united hearts across the islands. And so before Malaysia was ever a country, the Ummah was already formed.
The best part about living in a Muslim majority country is being able to pray anywhere at any time.
There's a prayer room in almost every building that you enter. This is the prayer room in the mall. So beautiful. There's even one in IKEA. And not only are the prayer rooms amazing, but we also love going to the mall as a family. And I'm so happy that I get to cultivate this love to go to the malls with my kids, because there's one in almost every corner here in Malaysia. And alhamdulillah, I'm so happy to be here.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Selamat datang kembali di channel Ami Story. Hari ini kita akan membincangkan satu perkara yang sangat menyentuh hati. Bagaimana ramai pelancong luar datang ke Malaysia dengan rasa takut terhadap Islam, tetapi pulang dengan pandangan yang berubah sepenuhnya. Mereka sangka Islam itu keras, menakutkan, dan penuh larangan. Namun, selepas melihat sendiri kehidupan masyarakat Islam di Malaysia, mereka mula faham bahwa Islam sebenarnya membawa keamanan, kasih sayang, dan rasa hormat sesama manusia. Adakah akhlak rakyat Malaysia sebenarnya menjadi dakwah paling kuat di mata dunia? Jom kita dengarkan kisah ini sampai habis.
So Islam arrived to Malaysia not through conquest but through trade. So in the 12th century, sailors from India and Arabia sailed to Malaysia, but not just for goods but to bring in faith as well. Rulers were key as well. When the Sultan of the Malacca Sultanate embraced Islam in the 15th century, this was significant as well in Malaysia, developing and embracing Islam. Over time, it merged with Malaysian culture and made the Islam in Malaysia that we know today. A religion that arrived peacefully and transformed a whole civilization.
I regret coming to the mosque today. I just wore a hooded robe to cover my hair, arms and legs, and I realized that my gesture of prayer was wrong. Until the moment I entered, I was a traveler visiting Putrajaya Mosque.
나도 처음 와봤어 여기. 되게 조심스럽다.
But when I started praying, I couldn't hold back my tears. I should have visited here earlier. How can I express this feeling? Even if I was a Muslim, it felt like we were accepting our sincere prayers. I feel like what I wish is going to reach the end of the sky peacefully. I think I will go to the mosque often to feel this peace. May I?
When you're in England, Islam doesn't live there. It's there, but you hardly see it. When I got married and I converted to Islam, I didn't even know the word eat. It was a closed book for me. And then when we came to Malaysia, it's everywhere. Ramadan in the UK is an individual experience. Ramadan here in Malaysia is a thing you experience together.
What impressed you the most about Quran?
The wholesomeness. That is where Islam is such a beautiful religion. Everything that happens in the world, it comes back in the Quran. We will not be open during Ramadan. We need time for ourselves to reflect, to pray. After Hari Raya, we'll welcome you all back again at Vanderbeek Tembeling Resort.
I'm loving the greenery that's mixed in to Kuala Lumpur. Greenery plays such a huge factor into making a city feel alive. Only thing is that all of this greenery needs to be maintained with high humidity. As you can see building up on my forehead. I'm traveling in a circle around the entire planet, starting and ending in San Francisco. Click one of these buttons and you'll probably see my videos on your feed again. Stay curious.
Well, in America, for example, because Muslims are the minority, not only just being the minority, but something that you really come to appreciate in Malaysia is how you can be Muslim all the time. Does that make sense? I'm sure you've experienced it. When you go to the Western world, you almost have to apologetically be Muslim. Although you're not aware of it, it's the small adjustments in your dialogue and the way you interact with people. Like even say something like, oh, let's go pray Asr. You might make someone uncomfortable because people have so many false ideas about Islam that you always have to adjust to fit their rhetoric. Just now, like I just noticed this at the mall, we're speaking to somebody from England and we're saying salam alaikum, and this is something that's regular. Every time you enter a restaurant here, you can assume that somebody will be receptive to that. In America, saying something like salam alaikum could trigger somebody. People get upset because this is the place, especially I'm from New York City, this is where all the propaganda starts and stops. You are in the belly of the beast. Everything that they try to blame Muslims for is almost exactly what Israel is responsible of. This is what they're doing right now. They say the Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are evil, Muslims believe this, Muslims are harmful. They're trying to spread Sharia law. For example, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he just passed a bill and he's celebrating, he's on stage and he's holding up this bill that says, no Sharia law in Florida. And they're all applauding and they're all there. There's not one person in Florida trying to push Sharia law. There's not one. Florida is like the OnlyFans capital of the world. But they're doing this show, hey, they're all smiling to be like, oh, and the people in the car, good job, get Sharia out of Florida. It's all one performance because they're trying to get us to support this war in Iran right now. This war is extremely unpopular, and so the agenda is to make Iran seem religiously backwards. This is how they got us to get in a war in Iraq. You've seen it repeated in Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, time and time and time again. But it's not going to work this time. Not while I'm alive, not while Warner's around here. We're here in America trying to fight back against that propaganda because although the United States is only 300 million people, 400 million people, this is where the rhetoric starts. This is where it's the heart of it all. And I don't want to see us make the same mistakes.
Ramai pelancong luar mengakui bahwa perkara paling mengejutkan mereka di Malaysia bukanlah bangunan pencakar langit atau makanan semata-mata, tetapi sikap rakyatnya. Mereka melihat masjid yang sentiasa hidup, surau yang mudah ditemui di mana-mana, dan masyarakat yang masih menjaga adab serta menghormati antara satu sama lain. Ada yang datang dengan persepsi negatif terhadap Islam, tetapi berubah setelah merasai sendiri layanan baik daripada pemandu Grab, peniaga, jiran, dan orang awam. Malaysia juga menunjukkan bahwa negara Islam boleh maju, modern, dan aman tanpa meninggalkan identiti agama. Walaupun masyarakatnya berbilang kaum dan budaya, rakyat masih mampu hidup harmoni dan saling membantu. Namun dalam masa yang sama, kita juga perlu bermuhasabah. Jangan sampai kebaikan, keamanan, dan keharmonian yang ada ini dipandang biasa sehingga kita sendiri lupa untuk menjaganya. Sikap toleransi, kebersihan, disiplin, dan akhlak baik perlu terus dipelihara supaya generasi akan datang masih dapat menikmati suasana yang sama. Kadang-kadang orang luar lebih menghargai nikmat yang kita ada berbanding diri kita sendiri.
Kenapa ya di Malaysia selalu terdengar suara azan? Malaysia adalah negara yang mayoritasnya beragama Muslim dan mereka menjadikan ini sebagai kekuatan untuk membangun citra sebagai destinasi yang ramah traveler Muslim. Awalnya aku kira ini cuma slogan, tapi yang bikin aku tersentuh mereka benar-benar mikirin kenyamanan banyak orang, termasuk yang beda keyakinan kayak aku. Dan dimanapun aku berjalan, aku selalu dengar suara azan dan warganya terlihat sangat taat soal ibadah, tenang, rapi, dan penuh rasa hormat. Hal yang paling terkesan itu soal kuliner dan ibadah. Makanan halal yang gampang banget kamu temuin. Dari makanan Tionghoa yang halal sampai makanan lokal dan tempat ibadah juga ada di mana-mana, mau di mall, stasiun, bahkan di tempat wisata sekalipun. Nah, menariknya, Malaysia tetap menonjolkan budayanya, tapi tetap konsisten sebagai destinasi yang ramah untuk traveler Muslim. Menurut aku, ini bukan soal eksklusivitas, justru strategi yang bikin traveler Muslim berasa nyaman dan traveler non-Muslim bisa tetap menikmati keberagaman budaya dan kulinernya. Nah, kalau menurut korang, penting tak konsep untuk wisata ramah Muslim macam ini? Tolong tulis pendapat korang dekat komen ya, aku nak tahu.
Before Malaysia had a name, it had something far, far stronger. La ilaha illallah. We often think of nations being formed through wars or politics, but in the Malay world, something connected the people before any borders ever did. Sultanates like Kedah, Johor, Perak were all separate. They had different leaders, different flags. And then Islam came through merchants, traders, scholars, and marriages, and it spread peacefully, beautifully, and powerfully. One ruler would accept Islam, then another, and then their courts, and then the people, and suddenly the Malay archipelago had a shared foundation, a shared belief, a shared qibla. Arabic terms entered the language, and the Friday khutbah united hearts across the islands. And so before Malaysia was ever a country, the Ummah was already formed.
The best part about living in a Muslim majority country is being able to pray anywhere at any time.
There's a prayer room in almost every building that you enter. This is the prayer room in the mall. So beautiful. There's even one in IKEA. And not only are the prayer rooms amazing, but we also love going to the mall as a family. And I'm so happy that I get to cultivate this love to go to the malls with my kids, because there's one in almost every corner here in Malaysia. And alhamdulillah, I'm so happy to be here.
What is the one thing that the whole world should know about Malaysia?
Malaysia is the place of everything. If you want the downtown city vibes, you can have that. If you want the village vibes, you can have that. The only thing that you won't find here is winter, which is fine by us. So other than...
We're not complaining, right?
You don't have an issue with being Muslim openly and visibly.
There is always a place to pray. You could be in an airport, you could be at a doctor's office, anywhere, a mall. Like, I feel like we've brought in a lot of tourists, not gonna lie. There's actually a lot of people that have even moved here because of our story and, you know, talking about being here in Malaysia. And so I'm really excited for this. Like, people are going to fall in love with the country, and it's such a great initiative.
A lot of people, they want Islamic travel, they just don't know it. They don't want their children to be around a bunch of intoxicated people or naked people. The initiative here that they're doing makes it available for all people, so it's fantastic.
That was my first time here in the Adan, in an Asian country. With the tropical vegetation, the mosque minaret in Malaysia. Alhamdulillah. The diversity of Islam is absolutely incredible to see around the world. To see Asian people in hijabs, to see Asian people with the thobes and the sunnah beards.
Malaysia, one thing that you guys do right that America does completely wrong is having a place to pray. Like, everywhere you go, gas stations, the mall. I'm at the mall right now. Considering how large the Muslim population is in America, like second or third biggest religion, there's never anywhere to pray. This one is really nice. There's a place for wudu and to pray. But yeah, whether it's meditation, prayer, I feel like every space could use something like this. And a lot of people don't know this, but Muslims be putting themselves in danger sometimes when they have to pray in public. So America, take notes, because they even have this at the gas station, okay? That way you can pray and then it's back to shopping.
Yeah, I just saw one of the amazing things. So my buddy Eddie just donated. This guy was selling Qurans, right, for students, and instead of Eddie buying the Quran, he purchased one for one of the students, and I got to see the guy that he purchased it from do what's called the akad. He was looking at him in the eye. I'm wondering what's going on. He was reciting something. I found out it's like an actual thing that you do when someone has donated something. Is that right, Eddie? He's in the background. That's donated something, and that was one of the most amazing, because he was looking at him in his eye. He was saying this thing after he did that, and then he said a prayer. And y'all, so I really love Muslim culture, y'all. I'm learning so much. So I just wanted to let y'all know I just saw that, and I was so amazed because I didn't even know what was going on in front of me. That was so amazing. And it's called the akad. It was an akad he was doing. I love y'all, man. I love it a lot.
Kesimpulannya, image Islam bukan hanya dibina melalui kata-kata, tetapi melalui akhlak dan cara kita melayan manusia setiap hari. Malaysia mungkin tidak sempurna, tetapi nilai keamanan, keramahan, dan keharmonian inilah yang membuka hati ramai orang terhadap Islam. Semoga kita semua terus menjadi masyarakat yang membawa contoh baik kepada dunia. Kalau Anda setuju bahwa akhlak adalah dakwah paling kuat, tuliskan pendapat Anda di ruangan komen. Jangan lupa like, share, dan subscribe channel Ami Story untuk lebih banyak kisah menarik dan inspirasi dari seluruh dunia. Terima kasih karena menonton, jumpa lagi dalam video selanjutnya.